Hey everyone, it's getting cold outside, so we're gonna make some soup, some miso soup. What I'm showing you right now, these are kind of behind the scenes. What people don't realize and don't see is I have a stool that I sit on a lot of times. That's why you only see my hands working, and I only make a couple of steps over. And I have canes over here too. It's no fun to bust my tail, trust me. Anybody ever had, there we go, miso soup, and you made it and said, it doesn't taste right. It doesn't taste like I had in the restaurant or something. Well, I'm going to show you how you get that restaurant taste. Because you got to make a dashi, and it's real easy to make. Okay, this is kelp. We're just going to, sometimes it gets dirt on it and stuff. So we're just going to wipe it off. We're going to put this in the pan for an hour. No heat. No heat at all. So after 1 hour, I will come back and let you see it. Okay, and it'll expand. Okay, sorry for that interruption, but it's been an hour. Now the kelp should be done, or expanded at least. There they are. I'll show you what it looks like. And what I've got in there is a liter of water, or 4 cups of water. And it's let's try this. It's filtered water is what I use. As you can see, it's gotten a little bit thicker. The water's turned a little bit greener. So now what we're going to do is put it on low heat. And we're going to be watching the dashi kombu, which is that, until we see little bubbles. I don't think the auto warranty people can't call right now because I've unplugged my phone. It's a shame you have to do that. But we had a couple of senators who made it okay for everybody to share your information. That's why you got all these calls. But you know what I did about it? I had fun. Every time they would call, I would say the owner is not in the house right now. And I would give them those senators' phone numbers to their offices. I don't care. They're not in office anymore, and they actually kind of, they're not in office. One of them died, and another one knew he was not going to get reelected. I'm going to make a few dishes here for you, because you can do a lot with miso soup. Let's do this. I thought I had half an onion already cut up, but I don't. So, now you don't want to boil the kelp. I just came back from the store. Oh no, that's the last onion I have here. But that's okay, it's for food, right? Are we bubbling? We're not bubbling yet. Now if I had my little burner out here, a little baby gas stove, yeah, we'd be cooking then. Because I have to adjust for, also up in the mountains. Which I have found has a lot to do with cooking. Baking bread, oh man. Baking a cake, oh man. Still not seeing any bubbles yet. Because you definitely don't want to burn the kelp. No. That'll give you a bad flavor right off the bat. You don't want to do that. But I think you're going to enjoy this because you can do so much with miso soup. You can ask my sister. When I had my mouth surgery, I lived off of miso soup for a couple of weeks. I even went as far as cut up hot dogs really small and put in it, because the saltiness of it helped my mouth heal, and it was just plain good, and it was easy to make. I mean, once you make this dashi, you can keep it for 4 days. Actually, a little bit longer if you want to, but it'll keep its flavor for 4 days, no biggie. Now we're starting to see little bubbles, and I have it on just above medium. Are we ready to take it off yet? No, not yet. Let's crank this thing up a little bit more. It's just not getting where I want it to get. And I don't want to bore y'all to death. I know, probably already have. But you see, if you have a gas burner, it's coming up hot instantly. That's one of the advantages of gas burners. Instant heat and instant off. Now it's coming up. If y'all noticed when I made the kalaz, I had a problem getting the heat up to temperature also. And you do not want to boil the kelp. I'm pulling some bowls out because we're not going to throw away the kelp, and I'll show you why at the end here. I don't know if y'all can hear that wind. It's windy. I had to go return a gift for I got my granddaughter. Well, I didn't. What happened was I bought it online and they sent me the wrong thing. So they were nice enough and sent me the right thing before they received the wrong thing back. So that was nice of them. Now, if y'all can see those bubbles down there, let me see if I can get this zoomed in really good for you. See the tiny bubbles. Okay, it's definitely had more than enough time. So we're going to take the kelp out. We're going to put it in a bowl over there to save it. Okay, now we're going to bring the heat up to high. Until it starts to boil. And you're going to see how easy this is to make. They do make powdered dashi you can buy. But this is just as easy. I haven't tried the powdered yet. Okay. I'm here. Now we're going to turn this back to low. And we're going to put in $20 grams of katsubushi, which is bonito flakes. get them all? Now I did. And we're going to turn this off. And you don't want to mix it, you don't want to stir it, you just let them sit there. Smells like we're going fishing. And you want to let these go for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to strain it, my friends. If I don't kill myself first walking around stuff. Trust me, it's a little hard to walk in here. Now some people strain this with dishcloths and all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to use cheesecloth. And I had these the bonito flakes because I made some kimchi with them. And you're going to be surprised here in just a second because we're almost done with the dashi. With the dashi, that is. Not with the soup. We hadn't even started the soup yet. I'm going to show you some cool things with miso soup. I mean, you can wear yourself out building on miso soup. I'm not joking. The girl I lived with in Okinawa on two different tours. Miracle, I didn't get married to her. But anyway, she could cook. And she knew all the cooks and chefs in Kimville, and so when I go around with her, she'd introduce me to them. That's when I got my only taste of Wagyu, real Wagyu. Not what you get here in the States, real Wagyu. And it had that buttery richness and just melt it in your mouth. And no, she didn't buy it. The mama-san of one of the clubs bought it. And then we went over and had dinner with it. I'm telling you, those mama-sans are making some money over there in those clubs. Okay. I think this cheesecloth is wide enough. Now we can pour it. I didn't show you what I'm doing here. Got a little strainer in there inside of a mixing bowl. I've got cheesecloth here. Now then, you're wondering what I'm going to do with this. I'm just letting all that goodness drip in there. And don't squeeze the bonito flakes. We're just going to let it kind of marinate there for a while. And you are done with your dashi. It's done. Period. And then I'll come back and I will show y'all some miso soup recipes and dishes and stuff. And I know you're going to like it. Because once you got the dashi there done, that's basically the heart of the soup. So now all you have to do is make the miso, and you can make the dishes with it. I'll make a few and show you what I'm doing. And these are things that I remember from over in Okinawa, the different restaurants and everything that I go into. And sometimes I go into certain restaurants that were very busy restaurants because they were very good, and the chefs there would come out and say, "Don-san, come on, come here, come here," and they'd get me back in the kitchen cooking because they'd be overwhelmed. Of course, I couldn't read the writing from the waitresses, so I'd have to ask them what it was that they needed me to cook. I'd show them the little papers that the waitress filled out and everything, and they'd tell me what it was, and I'd make it. Simple as that. That's because I learned from them, and it's very interesting that all the restaurants there, when I was there, as you walked up to a restaurant, you saw actually what looked like the actual dishes that were made in their picture windows in front of the restaurant. And what it was, they would make something and they'd want it to look a certain way, and so then they would bring someone in that would take pictures after pictures after pictures, and that person then would turn those pictures over to a company that makes that actually projects these somehow and makes them plastic. And so what you see in the picture windows, the picture of the dish is actually plastic, but it looks so real. And when it's made, they bring it out to you, and you get what you decided on in the window. It was that easy, and it was that good because it looked exactly like that. So their chefs had to remember where to place every little thing, whether it's a quail egg or a bunch of ginger or something like. Everything had to be on the plate exactly how it looked in the window. Okay, so we're going to let this cool a bit and let it marinate with each other, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you some other dishes. Some other dishes, some miso dishes. And miso is good for you because it's made out of soybean. So I'll come back to you in just a few minutes. Okay, welcome back. Let's make some tofu miso soup. First, got to cut up some tofu. Now I'm using firm tofu, and I'm getting it everywhere. The liquid, the water. Well, fumble fingers. See, if anybody wants to become my helper, they'll get to eat for free. Lots of good food. Okay, I'm not going to use this whole thing because that's a lot. I am going to cut it in bite-sized pieces. Okay. Now that we've gotten that far, take the top off of this. Man, that wind is just a blowing like crazy. Okay. I'm going to add some dashi into our pan. And 2 of those would be enough for now. And we are going to move that out of the way. And let's put the rest of the tofu away. Whoops. Well, Mr. Drop It. What else can I drop? Add some water to the tofu I'm putting away. I've got things attacking me in my refrigerator. Now we're going to let that come up to a boil a little bit. Now then, everybody knows that it takes a while to... Anybody want to have a tofu fight? Everybody knows it takes a while to boil carrots and radishes and such. Come on, slap me in the head. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this a vegetarian. These are daikon radishes I've cut real thin. And I also have some cabbage cut real thin. And guess what? Let's add some color with some carrots, which is the easiest way to do carrots. Just use one of these. Right in there. Real thin. That's if you want them real thin. Now then, if we want to, I'm just going to show you some things that I learned. A little bit of the flavor. Put these on the bice. Cook them with it. Now then, my little buddy here, you're probably saying, where's the miso? Miso's kind of hard to dissolve. If it gets on the bottom. And you don't want anything, you don't want it boiling, that's for sure. Because if you boil it, it's going to lose its flavor, and all you're going to get is a bunch of salty tasting water. I don't think that pan's going to be small enough. But I can make it. I don't know if y'all can see that. You don't want big lumps of miso in there anyway. If you're going to do that, might as well just boil it and mess it up. Now then, give this a stir. And okay, now what we're going to do with that dish, that is basically done. Sprinkle some onions. Just garnish on it. Okay, that one is done. Now I used 2 tablespoons of miso in there. Okay, that's pretty. And you got, it's all vegetarian. It's got a miso paste. It's got carrots. It's got daikon radishes, dashi, and some cabbage. And if it's breakfast, and you want something, you know, say it's breakfast and you woke up and you made this and you're sitting there going, I want something else. But this won't be vegetarian anymore. But what you can do, and you know what I'm going to do, is we're going to crack an egg on it and let it sit. Hopefully that's hot enough to turn the egg white, but I don't think it is. But come here. What we can do is it is hot enough to kill any bacteria in an egg. Now over there, they use a lot of quail eggs. But tell me that doesn't look pretty. You've got your yellows, you've got your oranges, you got your whites, you've got some transparents, and your tofu. And I will be back. I mean, I know y'all want me to taste it, right? Oh my gosh, perfect. Mm, 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 mm. I'm telling you, friends, it's perfect. You'll eat that whole bowl in 5 minutes or less, even as hot as it is. Okay, so now I'm going to take a break seeing how it's 16:01, 4:01 in the afternoon, and I'm going to eat lunch. And I will get back to you after I eat my miso soup. Don't worry, I'm going to leave all the directions down the bottom, okay? We'll see you in a few minutes. Hey, what are we doing today? Well, we're going to make some more miso soup. We got the dashi. Let's see what was left of it. We're going to pour it in here. Oh yeah. And we're going to have, I need a bigger place to put my stuff here. We're going to dress it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and fire this up. And while that's coming up to heat, I'm going to have to, believe it or not, change some batteries here. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Ever have one of those crazy days where whoever invented this camera has got it where it has to come off a tripod before you can take the battery out. Okay, anyway. So we're going to add some things to this. We got the tofu there, and we're going to put some yandu. So you got dashi there. You got yandu. Tofu, I mean not tofu, put 2 tablespoons of yandu in there. Okay, and now we're going to add some onions. And I basically got them slivered. About a half an onion. You have to pardon the music, but the police are having a party behind me. And when I say party, I mean they're not over there arresting someone. They're having a party. I guess they're off today or something, but I guess to each its own. I mean, that music kind of surprised me. And I started hearing it, and I looked over there. I'm like, okay, well, go for it. Okay, Let's get this fired up a bit here. And you don't want to put the tofu in right away. That's not look too good. You don't want to put the tofu in right away because it'll just disintegrate. And last night I was filling up I love popsicles, and I was filling up my popsicle tray things. Turned around and they all fell off of the cradle thing and went all over the floor. So I had grape popsicle all over the floor. That was not fun. But I mopped it up and did it. Got her cleaned up. It'll take it just a second. And we want these onions boiled down to where it's just got an onion flavor, but not overpowering, if that makes any sense. So it's going to be like a don't ever have that cop sing for you. He can't sing. Anyway, it's going to be like a vegetable or a vegan, whatever you want to call it, miso soup. So we got the dashi in there. We got some onions in there, some yandu in there. And you don't want it boiling when you put the miso in there either, because it'll just shatter the miso. And it'll disintegrate as well. Smells good. Smells like gunpowder. I'm joking. But it does smell good. It really does smell good. So now we got that. Now, since that is done, we're going to put in the delicates, like tofu. Give it just a slight little stir. How much tofu's left in there? You know what, peoples? I'm going to be a PIG hog. And I'm just going to get the rest of this tofu in here. You're just basically warming the tofu through. You don't want to boil it. I needed some room in my refrigerator. Where did my little tomato is back here. Now what I did is I put about 2 tablespoons of the tofu in there. And this is the white tofu. Now we're going to kind of push this away. This may take a little while. Because I didn't have, well, the dashi you saw me make yesterday. But I like my little net here, so I can get some of these to stand up. Might be able to do this a little bit faster. Now it's breaking down. Now the yandi is savory, so it's salty. So if you can't have salt or anything like that, this isn't the dish for you. But there's so much you can do. With miso soup, literally. I mean, if you got clams, you can put clams in here. Yes. Oysters, yes. There's just so much you can do with it, and that's why I like it. After I had the mouth surgery, I wasn't sure if I was going to eat any of this ever again, but as you can see, I am. But if you put in oysters or clams, then it's no longer vegan. But I just thought I'd tell you that. I'm not a vegan. I like my meats. But I just wanted to make this. And I'm going to show you how we can build on this. You can add some dried shiitake mushrooms, because the tofu's soft. I mean, even though it's firm, it's soft. But we'll add some shiitake mushrooms. And those are dried. It only takes them a second to reconstitute. If you just wanted something really filling, so they're already getting soft. don't go away, because we're going to add something else. Since I said we're going to keep this vegan, and we got the white, you got white in there, so we're going to add a little bit of black fungus, which is black mushroom, because we got the white miso in there. Yep, I always seal everything up. And if you wanted to in there, also, I'm just showing you how you can build all this up, because it's getting thicker. If you like a thick soup, and those shiitake mushrooms are already reconstituted. The black mushrooms are getting there. And you hear that noise? Anybody know what I'm bringing out? Do not get the seaweed. Don't get seaweed mixed up with the kelp. Two different things. You won't like the outcome if you get them mixed up. Trust me on that. And see, this is so easy. Like I said, you could add the carrots if you wanted to. You could add cabbage if you wanted to. And I'll leave down below what I've got in this, which you just saw me make it all. And so let's see. You can add to this, you can subtract to this. There are no strict rules. Some people may say there are, but and I'm going to leave that for later. Okay, where'd my spoon go? There we go. Isn't that pretty? Let's see how I like it. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. The flavor is perfect. Probably something most people have never tasted. It's just delicious. You saw how quick it was to make. So, anyway, this is just a couple of miso soup ways to make things. If you enjoyed this, be sure and hit the thumbs up for a like and leave a comment. Especially if you try it, leave a comment. I love my comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you're in a warm place, that's one of the reasons I'm eating soup, is because it's cold here. But if you're in a warm place, snuggle up and go swimming, or go swimming and snuggle up. I get it right. Or go swimming. If you're in a cold place, find a place that's warm and go swimming, or snuggle up with someone and keep warm. Something like that. And if you got a comment that something you saw that I didn't do, or that I did do, that is not right, go ahead and leave me a comment. That's okay. Okay, so for right now, stay safe, and I'll be back with another recipe soon. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. I think I got an idea for some pork chop where it has a crunchy coating. Okay, y'all take care and stay safe, and I love y'all. See you back soon. Bye.